All right, Hickok 45 here, except those were 44 Magnum slugs crossing across the hillside right over the camera. You can see I've got the old Model 29 Smith & Wesson out. All right, today is Christmas Eve, and I thought we'd throw some heavy lead. Y'all been so good about donating lead and buying goofy things to help support my lead addiction that I can share with you. So I was standing behind the camera, as you might have figured out. Most of you are pretty bright. I was shooting across the top of the camera at the old 80-yard gong, so I guess we made it 85 yards. Fortunately, I hit him, and we didn't have to do a retake on that. So what I want to do is shoot a few more from the 44. Just sling some steel into lead. This is going to be kind of a maybe bullets on steel part 2 or something. I've got a couple of heavy lead slingers out. Got a shotgun with a pocket full of slugs, and the 44 Magnum with 240 grain 44 Magnum rounds. So we're just going to mostly sling it at steel today, okay, on this fine Christmas Eve, since we were blessed with some nice weather for a change. So let's just load him up and do it again. Let's see, this is kind of awkward, isn't it? I got the gun with bullets in it. I got to get my ears back on. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a few more shots. Nice. How about a few more 44s? I just happen to have a few in my pocket. And we'll load him back up. See what I can hit over there. Right. Let's get some bigger lead. All right. This is big lead, heavy lead. You might have noticed we had a little editing there. Was planning to do this with the Benelli, and took a few shots and had a hang up. You know, it can happen with a semi-automatic. And so I went up to the house and located my DZSG. So we're just going to use the old reliable 870. Almost did anyway, so should have brought it out originally. So we're going to sling some big slugs across there at those same wild animals, and maybe a couple of bowling pins here, and just have some fun slinging some big heavy pieces of lead at steel, and try to give you a few more close-ups before we finish. So let's have at it. Die, bowling pins. That really knocks them around. A lot of foot-pounds of energy there. Let's go across the hill. All right. Got a pocket full of slugs, and we're going to throw as many as we can at those animals, because they deserve to be knocked over. Nothing like heavy lead going across the hillside on a pretty day. Need one of those 50 round drums for this, don't I? Keep short shucking it. Got to be careful. Semi-automatic can malfunction on you. But a pump gun, you can short shuck it if you're not careful. That's definitely human error. That's my fault for not racking the slide hard. I'd rather have that though than have a semi-automatic just hang up on me. It's easy to fix the old short shucking. You just shuck it again and pull the trigger. Woo, barrel's getting hot. Tell you what, good shotgun's a lot like having a rifle, isn't it? Especially when you got good sights like these ghost ring sights on this. They're the track lock sights. Scattergun Tech used to put on their old 870s. All right. Well, we've knocked most of the living things over there. So what we're going to end with was I was going to just get behind the camera again like I did with a 44 Magnum and send some lead over the camera, and maybe as it hits the gong, if I can hit the gong, we can kind of see some of it coming in. Now these slugs actually have, while I'm yakking here, I'll be putting some in. These slugs actually move pretty fast, so it's not like you're just throwing hardballs over there by hand. They're big old heavy pieces of lead, but I don't know what the velocity is on them, but they get there in a hurry. But I think with the camera zoomed in, as with the 44, you might be able to see some of them, you know, coming in with that trajectory. We'll go ahead and load her up, safety on, get some nice rounds in there. So I'm gonna step up behind the camera, and if I don't see you again, if the last thing you hear is a big chunk of lead hitting steel, it's been fun to visit again today, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, so I'm gonna sneak up behind the camera right now. That was just too much fun. See y'all later.